Welcome to the Tony Gaskin Show, best-selling author, celebrity life coach, and international speaker. The purpose of this show is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and education in the areas of life, love, and business. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony. Got a letter today from a young lady, and it says, "Hey, Tony, I wrote you before. Okay, now you turning this into some one-on-one coaching. Thank you so much for addressing my concern about my kids. I must admit I was speaking from where I want to be instead of where I was when I said that I am over him completely. That was not true, but I want to be so bad. I just finished taking your course, Real Love University, and I just finished reading your book, Mrs. Right. I've also read your book, Single is Not a Curse, and your book, Real Love. I learned a lot, and I am trying." Wow. Now, thank you if you did all of that. That's amazing. Really, really working. "I learned that I was a hold-me-down for a while, all those years. During my time of being a hold-me-down," what she's mentioned is a hold-me-down woman, where a man just kind of gets with you to hold him down, to be there with him. I think that's from my book, Mrs. Right. "During my time of being a hold-me-down, we produced children, and I developed a strong soul tie to him. 3 strikes. I watched your video on that. That's on YouTube if you haven't watched 3 strikes. I have watched all of your videos. Okay, that's over 200, 300 videos. I am really trying hard to move on completely from this man. I am taking counseling. I don't know what more I can do. I believe the only thing left to do is just stand and be patient with God's timing and process. It's difficult having to interact with him, someone who has zero interest in or respect for me, when I think about him all the time. I interact with him daily. I share their activities and milestones with him daily via text message. I have to give him rides to some of the events. I also work in public service and have to help women who he cheated on me with or who he's sleeping with now. It's just hard. I know it's not impossible. I know it's just going to take time. This weekend we were supposed to talk so I can get some clarity and most of all closure on our relationship. This is the 3rd such incident. I asked him to talk. He couldn't talk at the moment. He gave me a specific day he would call, usually the next day. I wait around. He doesn't call. I ask him about it. He doesn't reply. I feel like an idiot. What's your take on all of this? Signed, desperate to move on, but can't seem to stop holding on." That is very deep. That is very deep. And, I can hear your heart. I can see the work that you're doing. And if you really have done all of that, that is amazing. But, it's one thing to be a hearer of the words and another thing to be a doer. And so I think that you're listening to the videos and you're reading the books and you're going to counseling, but you're not really hearing and processing what you are hearing, what you're being told. And you're hearing it, but you're not doing it. And so what you have to do here is, for one, you have a man who is your ex, but yet you're still kind of carrying him. In the breakup, there's nowhere that says you have to write him every day to notify him. So you can save all of this to one day and give him a weekly rundown instead of a daily rundown. And if he wants to talk to the kids, he can call and you can put them on the phone and let them talk. But you don't have to write him daily. And if you write him daily, you have to realize that where you are and what you're feeling is normal. But you also have to think about, okay, you're in public service and you're serving these women who he has cheated on you with or is sleeping with now, that in itself really has to be processed. And you have to think about how dirty his third leg is. And you have to start to really process, is that what I really want? Do I want a man who doesn't have a car and who has a dirty third leg and will sleep with anything walking? You have to really sit on that and think on that and process that. Then you have to really process, who am I and why do I feel that I need or want a man who is nowhere near my level and he doesn't even want me? So you are desiring and wanting and missing a man who doesn't have a car, who doesn't have self-respect, who probably was going to end up with more kids out of wedlock and probably a disease, and you are focused on him. Now, to everyone else who hears this, this is an example of how dangerous soul ties can be, how strong soul ties can be. And so you have to really, really think about this before you sleep with anyone else. Before you sleep with anyone else, think about the power of a soul tie. Now, one thing you haven't done is one-on-one sessions with me. And I think, you've read the books, you've done counseling, and your counselor's probably great, but if he or she is not specifically gifted in this area, called, anointed, and appointed in this area, then you won't get a breakthrough there. And so I think you should consider doing one-on-one sessions. I would say at least 4 sessions. I know sometimes people think sessions are going to be $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, but sessions are really like $150, $175 an hour. So it may mean that you can only, that you have to save for 2 months and do 1 session. But to be honest with you, with the way I look at it, whenever I hire a coach, when I was flat broke, broke, busted, and disgusted, I wanted change so bad I would send my accountant to the negative and pay the $35 fee when my check came. I'm not telling you to do that at all, so don't get that twisted. But what I mean by that is, when you really, really want change, it's going to require a different level of sacrifice. Every next level will require a sacrifice from you. And so you're digging, you're getting wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You got to keep doing that. And you may have to do weekly sessions just to hear the words over and over, to get a plan of engagement, learning how to engage and interact with someone that you're no longer with and you're trying to move on from. Learning different strategies and techniques if you need to use a mediator, to where someone else text him, the rundown about your kids, if that's your mother or your aunt, or your sister, or somebody that you can trust that you don't think will end up sleeping with him as well as some of these other women that you're working with and dealing with. So you need new techniques and strategies and ideas that will help you create separation and distance so that you can heal. And then you have to continue the process. So if you were with someone for 6 months, it may take you 12 months to heal. If you were with someone for 3 years, it could take you 6 years to heal. But see, that is the price we pay when we try to love and it doesn't work out. Like, that is how serious love and relationships are. And a lot of times we want to, there's a word called casual sex. This is an example that there's no such thing as casual sex. There's no such thing as casual dating. Every interaction that you have that is geared towards being intimate with another human being can cost you your life. It can cost you your freedom. It can cost you your sanity. It can cost you your peace. It can cost you your happiness, your health, your wealth, your security, it can cost you, because that is the most precious and profound transaction that is made on this earth, from human to human, from person to person, is the greatest connection that was created by God. So in that, there is so much power that goes on right there. If it's not good, when it's good, it is life changing and life altering in a way that is beyond words. When it is bad, the it is equally just as powerful on the opposite end of the spectrum. And that is what you have to realize. That's what you're dealing with. That's what you're going through. Understand the magnitude of this and understand the level of dedication and sacrifice that it's going to take for you to heal. And you're going to have to create separation. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, just because y'all didn't work out doesn't mean he shouldn't be able to hear about his kids. He can hear about his kids. Those are his. You are not his. So he can have access to them without having access to you. You, to protect yourself, to serve yourself, can put a mediator in place so that someone else can text him the messages and the rundowns and the daily activities. Because when you do that, that is a transaction. That is a transference of energy. You are giving him your energy, giving him your presence, giving him your attention. You are transferring love to him because you are sharing with him something that you love and something that he loves, and that energy is being transferred. And that's what happens when we are texting people, calling people, and communicating with people, and we don't think about that. And so he is receiving from you and taking from you. He's having a withdrawal of your love. He's making a withdrawal, but he does not and will not make any deposits. So he cannot return the gift that you're giving him. So remove yourself and let someone else do that. You text your mom, sister, whoever, and have them message him. He will not like that. He will be upset. But then he will want that conversation of clarity. And in that conversation, you can explain to him, I'm doing this, for my heart and for my healing. I'm doing this for my space because I need to create space because I'm getting ready to move on and be in a new relationship because you and I did not work out and will not work out. So I'm moving on with my life, and out of respect to my new situation, I have to create some distance and space. He's going to get upset, and he's probably either going to be very nasty or he's going to try to come back and be with you. Know that neither one of them deserves a response. Him trying to be with you or him being nasty. Know that it means nothing and it is nothing. And that he's had plenty of time, ample time to be a man, to step up to the plate, to love you, be with you. And he has not desired to do that. He does not want to do that. You are not the one he wants to be with. He's living his life the way he wants to live it. And you have to be okay with that. You have to accept that. You have to continue to work on yourself. You have to sacrifice, deposit into yourself, love yourself. And I guarantee you, if you keep doing the work, and you create separation, you will not feel the way you feel right now, a few months from now. And a year from now, 2 years from now, you will be a totally new person. So, hey, thank you so much for tuning in to this lesson. Make sure if you have a question, send it over. Send it to inbox@TonyGaskins.com, inbox@TonyGaskins.com. Make sure you visit TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Grab the Real Love University or another course that may really be ready for you. If you feel like you can do what I'm doing and you have a passion for it, visit TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Take the life coaching certification program. Get the training that you need to learn how to start your career as a coach. We need more coaches. I'm doing one a day, 5 days a week, answering these questions. And I have still over 700 questions to get through. So you can imagine And that's after me going through a lot that just couldn't make the show. And that I really didn't have a response for. It wasn't relevant to everybody. And so you could imagine we only have, 52 weeks. And if I'm doing 5 days, I won't get to do it every single week. So already I already have, years worth of work, 2 years worth of work. So we need more coaches. We need more people who can speak up and speak from your pain, and turn your pain and your mistakes into purpose and lessons. So thank you so much. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Be blessed.